Banter fam, happy Monday to you all. New start of the week, new candle closes weekly, giving us a little bit of insight. You know, if I look at the last weekly close, it did show that this week would start off red, but it is showing us we should start off quite aggressively to the green side at the end of the week, right? So there's a couple of big things that I want to show you guys today. Is momentum is starting to change, specifically midterm on a lot of altcoins. I want to show you guys the key tools to see which altcoins are stronger than the rest right now. But I want to paint this picture for you that we are starting to shift the tides. The bear is starting to slowly run out, and we're starting to get really strong indicators to show that next couple of weeks, we're going to see some upside within the markets. We can then take that information and strategize where are we putting our money, right? What amount of money we're going to be trading where? What are we leaving for the midterm? What are we leaving for the long term? What bots are we using? What are all these different types of things? But it's so important for you to have structure and understanding of what's strong, where are we right now? And I think the big question has been, are tides turning? And I'm here to show you guys today that I'm seeing on specifically 10, 20 good altcoins that we are starting to get bullish momentum back into the market. So guys, happy Monday to you all. Missed you all. Last show was on Saturday. New week, new start. Let's get a game plan. Let's go.
I try and help everyone in my space, and this is what I get. I try and fight the devils, but inside I'm just like 𝗦𝗨𝗧𝗏. Welcome to Sheldon Show.
Yes, squad, how are we all doing? Hope you've had a great weekend. Hope you're nice and recharged. And now let's start going through a plan of the week. So first thing I want to start off is make sure that you are seeing opportunities when they are coming, right? It's very important. When things are starting to turn, even though we're still seeing a little bit of chop within the market, we saw some strength come in. And I think the question is, was that strength enough to break structure, right? If so, when you see redness, like we're seeing a little bit of a start of a red in the beginning of the week, this is activation redness. This is confident I'm entering, building on this current pullback, right? So the question is, was the pump enough on whatever altcoin you're paying attention to, right? Was it enough to break structure? If it was enough to break structure, it is very important to have confidence to enter the trades. It's very important to get on the horse, look at the best strategy you can use. Okay, you've learned from the past. There's been times as markets taken money and given money in the last year, right? And you need to activate on this pullback. You cannot allow past or any fear or these type of things to slow you down and stop, right? Today is a starting point of you back on the horse, right? And having confidence behind your trades. For me, I will always have bad and good streaks. But one thing that will never die with me is I know that my wins are bigger than my losses. And the confidence is what really drives me to getting back my money, anything I've given back, or to get way ahead. And that's the important thing here. It ain't about being perfect, winning more than losing, but the confidence is a big thing. So I want you to think about something today, and I want you to go recap your career in crypto. And I want you to look at, where did I go right? Where did I go wrong? What worked really well for me in the past and what didn't work very well for me in the past? And I want you to play your strengths. I want you to play the strengths of what has worked well for you. May this be only spot trading. May it be only leverage trading. May it be investing. May it be bots. May it be whatever it may be. The key this year is to play your strengths, right? And when it comes to experimentals, I want to try something new. Play it with 1 or 2% of the capital. Get comfortable with it. When you can easily sit on a red day like today and enter trades easily with confidence, that's when you know you are comfortable with that specific strategy. The big mistakes that many traders make, right, as well as myself, is this new thing kind of comes and I kind of go quite big into it. I kind of get really invested into it. But I got to realize there's a cycle to everything, right? There's a cycle to when something comes out, it goes up, then it goes through a bear, and the real rally is the next rally, right? So if I go and blow up just on the learning phase of a new narrative, I got to realize that the hope phase that I speak about very much is actually the best time to enter. So if I learn something on 2%, okay? And in 4 months down the line, then I activate 30% of my accounts. You're starting to set yourself up good fundamentals and structure within your journey, okay? Right now, if you are desperate to make money back and to get things going, right, play your strengths. And anything else, it's not to say that we don't want to be good leverage traders or good type of things. The question is, are you really good at it now, right? Or are you really good at spot trades? Are you really good? What is your number one A game right now? And I want you to rank. My number one is A, B, C, D. Make sure that 70% of your time right now is playing A and B. Why? Because it's conservative time. It's time to not lose any more, right? To not go down these patches anymore. So play your strengths. This does not mean, though, stop growing. Keep growing, but grow with 10, 20%. When you're really comfortable, you unlock. And remember, as this market starts to break structures and starts to move up again, those plan Bs, Cs, Ds will be used. They will be used at some point. So keep building those plans, right? And that's the important thing over here. So let's jump into what is happening right now. Can I get some likes? Get the likes going through. I'm going to give away 5 BitFunded accounts today, right? 5 BitFunded accounts today. Get the likes up. I'll choose them in the stream as we go. Okay, so let's jump into a couple of things. Quick thing on a Monday, get yourself into a routine. I want to look at things high time frame and see where we're at, right? See the structure. Look at where we closed on Bitcoin price over here, right? We closed with a red candle, okay? Now, not to say because it was red, that we're going to be red straight away here. You got to look at the story. The story was we went down, we went up, we closed red. Red team won, right? For the week. Okay, and the problem that we're seeing, or the reason why there's a start of redness right now, is this wick. Okay, we had some strength, okay, but ultimately closed red and we left with this wick, which means for me, liquidity is sitting lower down. And that's why you'll tend to see that the start of this week, we start off red, market wants to come down and capture liquidity. Okay, now the next thing we look at is, have we broken structure? Right? Is anything kind of shifted to say that maybe it's a very big week of redness ahead? Okay, and that's why for me, a very simple tool of that is, have we broken structure or not? Right? And if I look at that, we have not broken structure. We are actually coming into support. Okay, and if I look at a bullish scenario of this, market will come down, pull this liquidity, and we will see growth to the upside. Right? Where will we see an accelerated amount of growth? Okay, is when we break that trend to the upside. So right now, you could see very much that the market is starting to slow down its range, specifically Bitcoin. Altcoins' range is a little bit bigger, okay? But that's the structure for me over here. I'm always confident in support buys, okay? I'm not confident in resistance buys, right? And that's why I said last week when Bitcoin was up at 94, 93,000, I'm buying it, right? Because that's straight into resistance. Where I'm confident is when we're at support. And all it is just a shift of a mindset of what we've been taught our whole lives, right? Is redness is actually very good and greenness is actually very bad, right? And the moment we just start to switch those two things around, you start to drive off of different pillars, okay? But that's when you start to really find the success within the game. It's just switching the fundamentals of what you've been taught your whole life, right? We've been taught to chase things that are green, but what tends to happen is we're always late to the party. Right? There's a reason for that, because who made all the money was those that were fishing in the red previously, right? They're the ones that made money. You're actually coming to the party a little bit late. The club's about to close, right? Everyone's already drunk. It's not a pleasant place, right? The best time is to get there early, get the best table in the house, get everything going, and to be a part of the party as it's rallying to the upside. Only way you get in early at the party is to fish when not many are fishing within the market. Okay, so as it stands now, have we broken any structure to the downside? No. So am I looking at a big downside week? As it stands, no. Right? What validates for me is my bottom trend line over here. The next thing again is always just paying attention to oversold or overbought markets. RSI stood at the bottom. We're about to exit. Every time we have exited, we have sped up at some point. Right? We've sat here, we've been here for weeks now, guys. I want to show you how long Bitcoin has been oversold for, specifically on the weekly, is going to the first week of September 2025. Right? So we are sitting up to 4 or 5 months of the market being oversold. And you can go back in history, okay? You can see this stage over here, right? We sat there for 4 or 5 months. We sat there for 3 or 4 months, right? The bulls come back into play, right? The buying power does come back. Okay, so again, if you've made it this far and with this area over here, you got to realize at some point now the bullish momentum does come through. And that's just because as price is going down, the bears are just really holding the levels, right? They're protecting. That's why we push up a little bit. We're sitting here, and RSI is dragging at the bottom here. The bears are just trying to protect. But I told you, if you look at all sentiments all over, right, the bears are arrogant. They are certain Bitcoin's going down to $50,000. Certain, not even like, oh, it might go down to 50. It's going down, right? Market is bearish. Market is in a bear market. Arrogance, 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 arrogance. You know what happens to arrogance in the space. We all know what happens to arrogance in the space, right? Tides turn, tides wipe out. It's what the market is designed to do. And again, you ask yourself the question, where is max pain right now? What will catch the market most off of guard, right? If I give you the two scenarios, Bitcoin's going down to 70,000 or 60 to $70,000, or Bitcoin's going to $130,000. Which one is the most believable right now? Very much people thinking $70,000, right? It's probably 70% to 30% versus people thinking that we're going to go to $130,000, $150,000. So you got to put yourself in that boat of like, where is majority thinking? Majority thinking is bear. So don't be surprised if the market goes for max pain, and max pain is always going against the tides. And that's why when we get to these phases of the market dropping down and going sideways, it tends to sit there for a while. And when it sits there for a while, you really start to believe it, right? You remember when Bitcoin was above 100K, we were really believing that, hey, there's a 200K play here. Why? Because it sat there for a while, okay? And that's when the off guard kind of comes in and catches everyone incredibly strong. Okay, yes. Fadomin, what's up? What am I? Fathom. Fadomin. Fadomi. I think it's Fadomi. What's up, bro? What's up? Okay, now, the next thing is obviously looking at alts. This is the big one. Okay, so alts did have a little bit of a red candle as well. But one thing that's a little bit more interesting on alts is the wick from last week to the downside. So again, candle finished red, giving us indication we start off red, right? But do you see how much less the wick is versus Bitcoin? Okay, just really starting to just give you these thoughts where if you don't think that altcoins are getting a little bit stronger, right, they are starting to get a bit stronger. They are showing more upside, but they're also holding downside better than what they previously did, right? So again, it's telling me that, yes, Bitcoin is looking at a start off of redness and a pullback this week to go fill the wick. Alts are going to do too, but the wick's smaller on alts, which means that we're going to slowly start losing these easy entries, okay? Because what I mean by that is the pullbacks are starting to get a little bit less and a little bit less and a little bit less. Why? Because there's no one left in the market on altcoins, right? There's not much there to do. So there needs to be strength to bring confidence back into the markets and specifically the altcoin market too, okay? And if you look at this over here, we obviously broke some key structures and trends. Okay, and for me, not much further down on alts. Okay, and we're on really hot zones, higher high in play on the weekly. And again, RSI about to leave these big important zones over here. Okay, so a very big thing to pay attention to, if you believe it or not, chart is saying that altcoins are gaining some momentum. The thing is with altcoins is it's very much a aggressive Bitcoin. When they get bullish, they get really bullish, right? When they get bearish, they get really bearish, okay? So for me, the key now is if I'm not buying altcoins now, then I'm buying altcoins, and specifically long-term, I'm buying altcoins in 6 months from now, right? Because we don't want to get into this habit of buying them when they're aggressive. The truth of the matter is, are they looking stronger? And again, the Bitcoin dominance is saying so. Now look at this candle. I just explained to you guys candles. Is this last, and I'm going to ask you guys now in the chats now, is this candle bullish or bearish for the week? Bullish or bearish, right? First clue, closed red. Second clue, look how far down that wick is, right? If there's a big wick, there's liquidity to go capture to the downside, right? If you look at this week over here, look where we closed. Look at the wick. Look where price went the next week. right? Went all the way down, even smashed through those lows over there, okay? High time frame yet again. We look at where we are here. I want to show you guys something. Again, the first big signs of Bitcoin dominance was us obviously losing that big trend. Okay, the second sign is now losing the next trend, right? That is the trend. Do you see how we closed below that trend? Do you see how this is a bearish candle? Which is telling us now you're seeing a bit of green in markets pulling back. When markets go up again, it's very likely this is going to start dropping nice and aggressive. And that's aligning again to the total 3 here, right? Which is showing us a retest and a push to the upside. So again, you've got to remember things with waves to the upside is they start off slow, they start to increase, and at some point they really start to increase, right? We were here last week. I did not want to touch that, right? What we wanted to get into was this over here, this period here, because the next wave is actually the hope phase, and the hope phase is the bigger leg to the upside. So one of the tools that you can use right now to start to look specifically at mid-time frame momentum shifts, which altcoins are strong, all these different types of things, right, is to shift here. I'm going to go chart here, and I want you guys to put in 2 moving averages. Okay, and I've spoken about moving averages before, but they are so powerful when it comes to just looking at sentiments and looking at momentum of this market, right? Because remember, just because we're still going a little bit slow to the upside does not mean we are not turning bullish very quickly. Okay, you want to be the one catching it before it proves the point, right? So these 2 moving averages, the one is the 20 MA. So you click, you go here, you type in MA, which is moving simple average. You click this twice. It will bring you these 2 here. You're going to change the settings. The one's going to be 20 on the length, and the other one is going to be 50. And on the time frame, you're going to put daily, because I don't care about what we're going to do in the next 3 days. I want to know what we're going to do the next 30 to 60 days, right? Higher time frame views. And it's going to bring you these key moving averages. Okay, now the first one I want to show you guys is Bitcoin. You see these moving averages, right? These moving averages are basically this point of showing you when once there's been a bit of data, is momentum starting to shift? And what you're looking for is a cross of these MAs, right? So when we were in this period over here, don't bother, okay? And I told you, pumps start slowly, and then they start increasing very quickly. Where is the key points you have to pay attention to is when we start cracking through this big MA. These MAs don't cross too often, okay? There's certain phases where they chop around, and that's when the market is just ranging. That's what we saw when Bitcoin was at 100 to 120. Okay, and then there's certain points when they're going directional in one area and then start to cross. It's an early sign. And if you look here, just off of this simple thing here, this was a key point. Remember, we used trend lines with this too. Okay, I'll show you that in a sec. But that was a key point, and that was a key point. All right, we crossed to the upside. We ended up rallying from $60,000 to $100,000. We crossed to the downside. We went from $97,000 to $80,000. We crossed to the upside. We went from $84,000 to the areas of $120,000. We then crossed to the downside. We went from $115,000 all the way down to $80,000, right? So if you just look at the simple play of this tracking momentum, you could see that there's key, every kind of 6 months, there are key change of momentums, right? And if you look at this over here, you could see where we are right now, right? Lines are just starting to cross. Okay, holding support areas, okay? And this is not just a, oh, we are slightly turning bullish. It is showing us that if we look at this here, the last time we crossed and went here, this is a good 3-month period, right? 3-month shift. Again, it does start off a little bit slow, but it speeds up and things start to shift, okay? So the key here is I told you that when it comes to strategies that you are using, you are playing your strengths. When it comes to altcoins you are trading, investing, whatever strategy you may be using, the altcoins you're using for that strategy, strength, 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 okay? So when it comes to this over here, and I look at this, Bitcoin is starting to show some strength, okay? And now we can start going down the list here too. What is altcoins doing? You know, the question that I have here is those who made money in this pump here, those made money in this pump here, right? Look how big this one was. Cross all the way to the upside over here. So those who had the cojones to buy when it happened, right? And to not wait for it to completely rally through. Now, again, it's not just a moving average to give you the signal. The signal here is also a key trend line, a key area of break, all these different things. But when you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 elements that are all telling you market's turning bull, who's got the cojones to do it, right? Because remember, they're also filled with past trauma of losses and what market's done and all these different types of things. So again, there's a key here now that we have started breaking and changing the trends. We are now coming to test who has the cojones to build, right? And play your strength, right? Maybe spot, maybe invest in whatever it is, play your strength. But this is telling us big opportunities where we are right now. It's also a really good indicator, and I want to show you guys this. What's crossing to the downside here? What has lost trend and crossing to the downside here? Bitcoin dominance, right? That's a big thing over as well. Yeah, we crossed. Problem was we didn't break any major trends or structure. We look at where we are now, breaking structure and a cross, giving you a good insight. So now you can take this simple tool and you go look at what's strong. On this bounce, was it real or not? And did it make a big impact, right? Look at 𝗬𝗏. 𝗬𝗏 pumped. Do you see a way higher high, right? Do you see us coming down to test? And do you see the cross? Yes, you do. Therefore, if that is so, okay, this is what you're paying attention to buy right now. Right? This is what you are getting ready to be getting into on this pullback. That's the signal. The signal is to buy support, buy strength, and 𝗬𝗏 is doing that. Right? As I go down the list here, is Cardano doing it? No, it's not. Has lines crossed? No. Has it broken and held these lines? No. Is Cardano still in a downtrend right now? Is it still one of the weaker coins? Yes. So don't mean it ain't going to be strong. Don't mean it ain't going to pump. But right now, if I wanted to apply one of my strategies to make money, is this the shiniest object of them all? No, not yet. Right? Once it does, telling me in the next few weeks, sure. Right? We have a bit of momentum. We shift lines cross. Cool. It now becomes one of the hot alts. Okay, but the key here is to just keep trading strength. And why would that be so? If I put that trend, it's telling me we're still a little bit away from real momentum move into Cardano. So by putting these two MAs, I already know, okay, 𝗬𝗏 is a little bit more, I'm a little bit more interested in building my 𝗬𝗏 bots today, or my spot entry bots, or my investment entries on 𝗬𝗏, right? This is the one that I'm playing to. This is the stronger one. So just by putting this simple tool into play, it's so easy for you to just scroll through and kind of have a little bit of urgency behind what you're accumulating and what you're not. Is there a golden cross on ETH? Well, a cross between the two major MAs? Yes, there is. Right? Are we still in trend? Yes, we are. Right? Are we in support to buy right now? Yes, we are. Right? Therefore, I look at that and I'm like, okay, amazing. I look at that play. This is where I need to build my ETH bots. This is where I need to build my ETH positions. Right? And you can just scroll and scroll and scroll. Is Solana? We're very close to the cross. We've broken through the MAs, meaning it's very likely to cross in the next week. Okay, where do I want to buy this? In this area over here. We can all see Solana starting to get a little bit strong. Right? It's starting to show some momentum. It's looking stronger than a lot of the alts. When's Solana going to really pump? When it breaks through that high. The one that it hasn't gotten through all the way since October. Right? So the key is not to chase in resistance, okay? But as this comes down and there's good areas here in these 130s, 130 to 140, good area to accumulate, specifically for the longer term, right? Look at the last time we crossed. We crossed here. Right? Now the key, if you look at where we crossed, sometimes prices were a lot higher. You want to catch it just above these MAs. And from here, we saw performance of Solana do 60% to the upside. We then crossed over here. And if you took from cross to cross, 42%, right? But there, cross is on board. We're on support right now. Sol is in good areas. Momentum is starting to slowly shift, right? As you go through the rest over here, we go through AVAX. Where's AVAX? Right, same thing. On the verge of a cross, coming into support. Okay, if you again compare, let's go through something else here. Yes, Chainlink, right? Let's go look at a bunch of them. Look at the cross. Isn't it ironic that these coins that are crossing are the ones that are really starting to show the strength? The key is to not chase them, though. Is when they're coming back and you're seeing redness today into these zones, this is the key of where to be building them, right? So AVAX's cross is coming into play. It's coming to support right now, telling us their buys right now are sitting in this area here, right? There's the bottom support trend line, okay? The last time we had a good cross was over here, and we saw a performance, okay, of up to 74%. Right? Again, Is this what's happened before in the past? Yes, right? You can add more tools here, but nonetheless, when these big higher time frame momentum shifts happen, right, you can see what it means. Now, again, there was chop here. We sat here for months and months and months and months and months. Okay, and the key entry was actually not on this green cross here, was when we actually pulled back and tested the MA. And that's what I'm bringing you guys today. So I'm bringing you coins that are on the MAs right now, are in the earlier information right now, right? So AVAX is coming into the test right now. Chainlink is coming into the test right now. Chainlink has not crossed those, so be aware of that. If you have expectations of Chainlink just ripping fast on the rest of the alts right now, just be aware that this hasn't crossed fully just yet. Doesn't mean it's not a great area to accumulate. This is good support zones, okay? But just telling you that if I was a leverage trader right now, I don't think Chainlink's a token for today, or the trading token right now, but it's in a good area for longer term. So I'll buy some ETH for the longer term, some Chainlink for the longer term, right? And it's just such a simple tool that you can scroll through and see what is strong and what is not. Here is Fetch. Fetch Golden Cross coming down to test. Good areas to accumulate, mid 20 cents, right? 25, 30 cents, good area to accumulate. Okay. Now, what this also does, like look at Render, right? Render's been quite strong. Okay. Did we want to chase it when it was pumping? No. But if it's coming down into these zones now, great area to accumulate, right? Great area to build. The Golden Cross has happened here, right? Between these two, not a Golden Cross, is a little bit higher time frame. That's why I'm not at this point of saying, hey, this pump's going to last 6 to 9 months, right? We are seeing the mid time frame 20 and 50 MA, which means for the next 30 to 60 days, we should see some bull, right? Some strong moves to the upside. When we get there, do we see golden crosses, which is we're going to pump for 9 months? We will see when we get there. But right now, there's 50, 60, 70, 80% on the table for a lot of trades right now. Do we want to miss those opportunities, right? As you go down and you look, here is Algo, has broken on the verge of a cross coming into play here. Right, Algo's looking good. So again, the question is here was, did these things break structure? And a lot of these altcoins have broken structure. They're starting to change and move shifts, okay? And you can really start to go through them like Doge. I'm not mega bullish. I don't see the cross yet. It's coming in. It's a good place to accumulate, but is it my AAA moneymaker right now? Not yet. But ain't far. 2-3 weeks from now, when the whole market starts to want to wake up and shift, because again, Total 3 is showing me that, cool. This will be one to kind of shift and move into. Right? Look at Zcash, opposite, right? Losing, moving to the downside, right? So this long-term, yes, is it the most exciting short-term coin? Not right now. A lot of FUD, a lot of things kind of happening, right? So it just gives you an understanding, okay? And this is where it gets really interesting because again, if we start to look at the cycle, we know the cycle, and I've spoken the cycle many, many, many times, but I'm going to speak it again, right? Where is this over here? The cycle is this very much, right? Is Bitcoin starting to show a cross? Yes, it is. Is starting to show a cross? Yes, it is. Is large caps, SUIs, Sols, this, they're starting to, not all of them. That's why I don't think we're in phase 4, anywhere near phase 4 yet, right? But they are starting to, we're starting to see the large caps starting to break these structures, right? Now let's go down to the alt season, which is the rest of the alts, right? Not the non-blue chips, but the categories that are a lot lower. Is this anywhere near being big bull right now? Super far? No. Right, so as you start to go, you'll start to see, like, is this looking strong right now? We're losing it. Aptos, not really. Right, Ondo, no. Right, where's HBAR? No. Right, Injective, no. Right, Arweave, no. Right, so again, this puts the blinkers and tells you that when a market needs to reset, it needs to bring more money in. Are the smaller coins going to bring a lot of money into crypto right now? No. Right? The smaller coins pump when money has already come into crypto because that's how it gets diversified, right? Therefore, I don't want to waste my time chasing objects and hoping for them to pump. I want to move where the money is going, where things are starting to shift. Therefore, Bitcoin getting bullish, ETH getting bullish, Sol getting bullish, this will bring the most money and liquidity into crypto. Therefore, that's why when cycles reset and start, they go into these specific alts. Right? That's what brings also coins, because that's what brings liquidity into crypto. Once liquidity is in crypto, then it diversifies. And that's when we start to see this bunch of different rallies and things start to shift up. Right? That's the important thing here. We've got to know that this market has been sucked dry. Right? It's been really sucked dry. We need money to come in. That's why I'm paying attention to blue chip and high thing. Here as well, it's quite interesting. If we look at Lido, which is also looking at the ecosystems, right? If we look at two ecosystems that are showing the most strength right now, is the Bitcoin and ETH, right? Is this my mic? Oh, yeah. Sheldon, please help me. I can help you. How much is hairline transplants? I'll check. I'll help you out. Okay, so ETH and Sol are two of the really strong narratives right now. Okay, and then I want to look at the blue chips on their chains as well. So Lido is showing strength, coming to retest. This one looks really good, right? And it just gives you a simple indicator to go through. Is Illuvium good right now? So it's telling us gaming right now is just really not strong and good, right? I'll get you new hair, brother. No stress. Okay, look at this. Thorchain. No. Look at Pyth, right? No, really. No golden cross here at the moment and things like that. So a simple tool, scroll through all your alts, scroll through all these different things. But I think the main thing here as well is when I'm entering, right? Because MAs are cool to now know, okay, there's crosses and things incoming here. It also becomes a really cool tool to know how long to hold positions as well, right? And the key here will be this red line, this red one, right? It all depends, okay? Now, between these two lines, and I just want to explain this now for a second. Let me just move this here. The one is a 20 and the one is a 50. The smaller one is tracking the last 20 days. What is the average momentum of this coin? Is it going up? Is it going down? Is it starting to shift, right? So it's a more shorter time frame type of tool to tell you things maybe a little bit earlier, right? To know that, okay, we've been ripping now for 60 days. This thing can very much cool down for 30 days. It will tell you when it's breaking and there's weakness. Does not mean, though, that it won't go up after that for a longer period, okay? So the 50-day is a little bit higher time frame and becomes a very important tool for me to know, okay, I must exit this, okay? So when we get in, you could see here that there's a lot of times that we broke the green one. And temporary on the green one, it did drop, okay? But the big one was when we started losing the red one. That is when we went into big changes, right? So we use the crosses to know the momentum when things are shifting, but the red one becomes a very powerful tool of how long do I hold these things for? When is it really breaking structure? Therefore, if I'm starting to enter now, okay, on Sol, and Sol starts to push up again, and the 50 starts to move up here, and then I start to see a drop over here, it also becomes a very powerful tool to say, hey, higher time frame momentum is shifting, and this can become a nice exit tool or something that can help you as confirmation with the trend line, with the RSI, with a bunch of different things to help you as well. So this can be a nice tool as well to help you on how long do I hold this position or all these different types of things, right? We need some good news. Yes, that will come, right? As markets shift, the market is telling me that in the next week or two, I was even saying this last week as well, that we should see a strong surge in altcoins, right? We will soon see what the news is to do so. We'll soon see, right? At some point, these type of elements. And again, it's not just to say we are going to go up. Right now, it's the lowest risk in the market to enter. It's the lowest risk probably in the last year to 2 years. And if people can have that concept of, you know, we had a banter meeting on Friday, and he says, and Rand said it very well. He said, if you look after the downside, the upside will come naturally. Just pay attention to downside, okay? And I wish that at this specific stage in the market was the highest viewed shows and the most people in crypto, right? Was when the markets were like this. That's when we would see a lot of people making so much more money, okay? And we'll have such a higher success rate for crypto traders is if that was the element, okay? And again, I suppose that's why there's a small group of people that are rich and there's a lot of people that are not rich, right? It's because those who has the type of cojones to get in when things are starting to shift. So this becomes a nice tool for you guys to go through all your alts and make the plays, okay? I've also spoke to you guys around bots. I'm allocating and I'm trading these bots right now. They are accumulating these areas of the tokens that I'm accumulating these zones. So bots for me, very low leverage, no liquidations, got stop losses. They are in play, right? So shout out to Pionex. You want to open up any bots, see any of these bots, link below in the description. When it comes to my funded accounts, I was in Sui, got stopped, got into a bit of Zcash, and now let's just see where I'm at. I think 99,300. Where am I? 200. So I'm literally waiting for the next opportunity. The key here is to not chase trades because you've got to manage your downside. Let's just see why this is taking a bit of time to load. Okay, but I want to show you guys on the short time frame. So let's jump to short time frame, where I think the market's going short time frame. Again, we've seen now high time frame. We should see a pullback. I'm seeing something like this on Bitcoin. We shouldn't drop much lower than around the 89,800. And then we should start to see a push up to this 94. So again, what I do is I zoom in, I put this trend. It is telling me, hey, markets are going to be a bit crappy for the next 24 to 48 hours. Around Wednesday, look for opportunities to the upside. Okay, the token that I am going to look to have a short-term trade is Zcash. Just want to show you guys here. Why? Because I think it's just having a little relief rally. I think longer term it is bearish, but it's quite a nice rangy token right now. So if I look at where we are now, okay, and I just put this trend down, and all I'm looking for is a push up here, and then it's probably going to go down again, right? That's a nice trade for me. If I look at percentage-wise over that, that's a 13% trade. So my next BIT-funded trade that I'm looking at will probably be a Zcash trade, okay, or it will be a Solana trade. Let's see here. Nah, not the sexiest. Let's see. Okay, a couple hours there might be a trade, but Zcash for me will be the trade that I'm paying attention to. In, out, pass the challenge, unlock as many accounts, and get as much money as possible. So when this market goes into hope stage, I'm loaded. I am ready to go. Remember, I think today's the last day, guys. But where am I? Okay, I'm at 99.3. So I'm down $700 from starting amount. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm still very good with maximum loss and very good with the daily loss over here too, which is cool. Oh, they've raised the maximum loss. Oh, that's cool. And they raised the daily. Oh, that's good news. Used to be 4,000 and 6,000. Wow, that's big. Okay, Bitfunnel giving some more room for traders to pass. I like that. Remember, guys, we are still on this promotion. You buy one, you get one free. It's running out today. Okay, so if you want funded accounts, you go here below. There's the Bitfunded. You click on that over there, and you get buy one, you get one free. It takes around 12 hours, and you'll see the extra challenge will come in. Okay, here's your challenges. You buy $1,400, you get a $1,400 two-step package for free, right? They don't expire. You buy $1,000. Remember, if you have a $1,400 package and you pass the level, you get to trade $150,000 that you can also 5x. So you don't have to even put any leverage there. Okay, and you have $150,000. You put leverage, you have $750,000 or $1,400, right? And the smaller packages, we have the $100, $150, $200 package here. I'm bringing this to your attention now because, again, special is running out. Buy one, get one free. Here are the packages, one of the safest ways to trade crypto. It's specifically leverage right now in the markets. Okay, let's go through and see if there's anything else that's looking juicy. Let's see. I actually want to have a look at ETH dominance. Where's ETH dominance? Where are we with ETH dominance? Approaching a nice little golden midterm crossover here. ETH dominance actually looking pretty strong. Showing ETH is showing some good strength. What else is showing strength right now? Nothing so much on the short time frame. Guys, Beam. We can look at Beam quickly, no problem. Maddie, please select me 5 winners, brother. 5 winners for Bitfunded. I'll pay for them myself. Oh, yes, 𝗬𝗵 BTC. Just to show you guys, another big element that you want to pay attention to is these crosses. Okay, these crosses over here on the Bitcoin pairing. So if 𝗬𝗵 is breaking to Bitcoin, that's a very good sign. Keep that in mind. All right, that's what you want to see. You just want to see an outperformance of Bitcoin. Okay, let's put in Beam. And then, Maddie, we're going to choose a couple of winners. Who wants Bitfunded, guys? Okay, Beam, you could see. High time frame, probably the best time to accumulate. Is it a golden cross? Not yet. You're probably looking at about 2, 3, 4 weeks until we see real momentum. Be ready for it, though. Don't miss it. All that I'm trying to say is do not miss the hope pumps when they come, guys. It's very hard to get good entries after that. We come late within the party. Okay. Yes, David, you get a funded account. It's the $100 package. You get that, brother. Next one. Shane, Sheldon. Yes. No problem. You got it. There's an email below. Send through an email, verify your account, and you got it. Tomorrow call. Yes. You've been watching the shows every day. Lots of love. Thank you for being here. You get a BitFunded account. Debbie Diva. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. An account for you. Who else? Roberto. You get a funded account. Amazing. Guys, have a fantastic day. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm busy fighting with Rand at the moment in a good way. I want to do live tradings. So we're just figuring out where to go. But I feel in this market, when you do some live trading, spend like hours together and just really trade the markets, lock in and go. Have a fantastic day. See you guys all tomorrow. Bye-bye.